Okay, Nigel, is the number 42?
Incorrect. You've lost again. 6 rounds to 0. Statistically speaking, your brain is equivalent to a rotting yam.
Yeah, I'm just getting started, all right. Where have you been?
Oh, I was in the 8th dimension. It's not as you might expect it.
Oh, did you see Buckaroo?
I did, yeah. He was performing neurosurgery with one hand, and he was playing a guitar solo with the other one.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
And then a guy named John Big Booty, I think that's how you say it, yelled at me because I mispronounced his name.
Yeah, you're lucky to be alive.
I know. Yeah, it was weird. It was like wherever I went.
There you were.
Yes, exactly.
Well, in that case, I think we probably need to explain a few things. So, let's get to hubbubbing.
Yes, let's get to hubbubbing, monkey boys.
Think there's something wrong with Nigel?
Yeah, he's sounding a little big booty-ish.
Welcome to the Hubbubbery, now under new management. Mine! Today, interdimensional absurdity and Jeff Goldblum in cowboy pants. The cult icon! It's the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension.
Okay, so here we are. We're going to talk about the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension.
So this opening crawl pretty much says everything you need to know, and it's all the movie's going to give you because there's no more exposition. This is it. This is all we get.
That's right. If you're bored from being told what's happening, tired from all that talking, done with all that dialogue.
If you're exhausted from exposition, a hater of over-explanation, we've got good news for you. From this point forward, this is an exposition-free movie.
And in case you're wondering what the story setup is or what the exposition would be about, they actually filmed an entire opening sequence of this movie, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, that explained everything that was going on and how the story all came to be.
The following unedited footage has been declassified by the Banzai Institute.
Young Buckaroo finds himself in the company of a group of particle physicists headed by Professor Toichi Akita. Dr. Banzai insists that his son bear the unlikely name of Buckaroo. Electromagnetic particle acceleration, a highly unpredictable phenomenon. Their daring objective to prove that man can pass unharmed through solid matter. This is the secret ingredient, oscillation overthruster.
And they did not use it at all.
On one hand, my traditional mind says that I kind of wish this was actually in the movie because it does do a pretty good job of the backstory of true exposition. Yeah. On the other hand, really what this movie is about, it doesn't really fit. You know, it sort of likes to keep you guessing and doesn't want to tell you everything.
Well, even just talking about his name, Buckaroo Banzai, which is kind of funny. I mean, great alliteration, it's fun to say. And it does kind of allude to his heritage. He has a Japanese father and an American mother, a person of many skills and talents.
Yeah, I'd say he's supremely overqualified. He's a neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. He is a particle physicist. I would say he's a test pilot, a rock star, a video game star, crime fighter, philosopher, inventor. He also is a founder of Banzai Institute for Biomedical Engineering and Strategic Information.
The institute actually serves as his headquarters, his HQ. It's where the team gets together, and we see that he has a very large team. The Hong Kong Cavaliers is his cohorts.
Rock band.
His band.
Yeah.
His soldiers at this institute is, where they can come up with their plans, they can do their research, their studies, practice their new songs,
and all the normal things you do, right? At an institute.
Yeah. And although it just seems like a big house to me, but
well, you can name houses other things like institute.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the Institute of the Hubbubbery, so I mean,
we're gonna use that now.
Yeah, we are now. Right off the bat here, we have a scene that looks like it's straight out of the movie The Right Stuff.
Yeah, have the curved Yasagil, please.
It's not here, Dr. Banzai.
Oh, and there's Buckaroo, the surgeon.
Sacrifice the placentral vein in order to get some exposure.
And there's Jeff Goldblum, also a surgeon. You think this is where chaos theory took off?
No. Don't tug on that. You never know what it might be attached to.
What do you think that was attached to?
Probably more exposition. I do like that this movie doesn't really say that he's a this or that. They just kind of show it and then completely move on.
Just like that. And now Buckaroo is the astounding jet car driver, ready for a bold assault on the dimensional barrier.
The oscillation overthruster is mine! It belongs to Yo-Yo Dine, per interdimensional patent laws and the rules of dibs.
Is Nigel trying to take over our show?
It does kind of seem like it, but I don't think he's wrong about dibs.
Yeah, that is true. The rules of dibs are actually binding in interdimensional patent law.
Set and press check. Radios, radar.
Where's he going?
We are looking at 500 degrees.
Whoop, and there he goes, into the 8th dimension.
Maybe a little talking about what the 8th dimension is. Because, again, the movie doesn't talk too much about it.
Well, they certainly don't explain it.
No, and you know what? I don't think we need to get into it a whole lot either.
I don't think we could.
I mean, I got this pretty cool outfit in there.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. You haven't mentioned anything about it.
I do like that, going through the 8th dimension and coming back with wardrobe that looks like mine from the 80s.
Oh, that's unusual. I don't know how that would have been. But anyway, the 8th dimension. Let's talk a little bit about that.
First of all, we see that he gets there through his jet car.
Jet car. Great name, by the way.
It is a great name. This almost feels like the cousin of the DeLorean from Back to the Future, which came out the following year.
And the oscillation overthruster is sort of the sibling to the flux capacitor, you might say.
When we actually get to the dimension, it's full of
floating beings,
red lectroids, floating little naked guys.
Yeah.
Or they're large. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell scale.
Yeah.
In the
large,
dimension.
little naked guys.
Scale is relative. Also, when he's going through the 8th dimension, it looks like a mouthwash commercial.
Yeah. Well, I guess you'd come out nice and fresh and minty on the other side.
Yeah.
Chase 2 reports a visual 100 miles off course.
Mass acceleration is diminishing. Over.
Oh, score! Look, he picked up some goo along the way. I wouldn't touch that, though.
Ugh. He also picked up a dimensional booger.
You don't think he's going to eat it, do you?
Ah.
There it is. Tire tracks right up to a wall of rock.
Oh, okay. Favorite character of this movie, John Lithgow. He seems to love this role. He plays it here in this scene and throughout the whole movie. Like he knows he's in a cult film from the very beginning.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because his accent is about as Italian as Wario.
Yeah.
Home is where you wear your hat.
Apparently, he based this accent on a wardrobe person who worked at MGM Studios.
Do you have a Wario impression you'd like to share with our audience? Very nice. It was good. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, well, I played a lot of Mario Party. I'm just going to say right now, Wario is excellent.
I don't think we can say that, Dan.
It was exactly like Professor Hikita had glimpsed through the overthruster he and Dr. Emilio Lizardo put together at Princeton. 1938.
Ooh, here's a little flashback time with a little help from your standard tongue electrocution.
We're here in 1938 with Dr. Lizardo.
Oh, hey, there's Professor Akita, who actually manages to successfully transport Buckaroo to the 8th dimension later in time, earlier in this movie.
Right.
Here, he unsuccessfully attempts to transport Dr. Lizardo.
No, not yet.
Instead,
I hate it when that happens.
He did not go through.
What we have is his character being assimilated by an interdimensional evil being.
Holy Toledo! Emilio?
He's becoming an evil member of the Three Stooges.
Hello, Doc. Who are we today? Albert Einstein?
Lord John Lithgow.
Okay, so you might recognize this guy. This is character actor Jonathan Banks.
Breaking Bad, right?
Exactly. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, who's actually on Community. He replaced Chevy Chase because, Chevy Chase. Anyway, yeah, so, I mean, really, when you think about it, this movie's like a character actor parade. As you're watching this movie, you're going to be like, oh, that guy. But that happens like 9 times.
Tomorrow, I'm going home with my overthruster.
I'll make sure you get an early wake-up call.
Laugh a while you can, monkey boy.
Let's rock and roll!
And genre jump. Now we get to see Buckaroo and the Cavaliers and another one of their career choices, rock stars.
And just like that, the show's over.
You know, fun fact, Peter Weller, who plays Buckaroo, he said he based this character on Elia Kazan, Jacques Cousteau, and Adamant.
Character cocktail.
Excuse me, is someone out there not having a good time?
My name's Penny Pretty.
Okay, and this is also where we meet Penny Pretty. She's hit rock bottom here. Turns out she's actually the long-lost twin sister of Buckaroo's dead wife, which that would be a coincidence in any other movie, but in Buckaroo's world, it's just called backstory.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we don't have to be mean. Remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
All right, the theme of the movie is stated right there by Buckaroo Banzai himself. And, you know, it's a perfectly confusing statement for a perfectly confusing plot.
Or is it?
Perfectly fitting? Yeah.
I'm gonna sing this song for you, Peggy.
No, Penny.
I don't have... This is weird. Sure is.
You gotta love moments where the script stops pretending and just says the quiet part out loud. This is weird. I admire the writers during moments like this in the movie where they just kind of knew what you'd be thinking watching the movie and just leaned all the way into it with zero hesitation.
Ooh, one thing's for certain, the Cavaliers are well armed. All right, well, meanwhile, back to wherever this is.
Doc, put down the phone.
I want to make a call to Mr. John Big Booty.
Oh, the infamous John Big Booty.
It's Big Booty, you insolent worms.
Big Booty, Big Booty, Big Booty.
Let's just not summon him again for a while.
All right, fine.
We're on the tour bus / mobile base, but we're going to speed this up a little bit. Buckaroo has a suite / dojo, or a sweet dojo. Penny is the spit and image of Buckaroo's deceased wife, and Jeff Goldblum is all gussied up to join the band.
I got your message about rendezvousing at this address. Barely had time to pack my saddlebags.
Yeah, you know what? Love the carpeted pants. You don't see that too often. I don't know why more people don't wear carpeted pants.
Was he making fun of me?
But here you go, Jeff Goldblum, bold-fashioned statement. I'd love to learn about how this came to be.
You know, it's kind of funny. I've kind of just saw this as when he was asked to join the band. I think he just thought that they were a country western band.
Like with Buckaroo Banzai, is that?
Yeah, he's like, oh, they're a cowboy band. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put on, my best cowboy clothes. These carpeted pants should do.
He's just thinking ahead.
Exactly. He's a smart guy. So now we're at a press conference. Hey, there it is. More of our character actor parade with Dan Hedaya and Vincent Schiavelli.
Wow, nice work saying that name.
Yeah, well, at least I don't sound like Wario.
Yeah. I'm watching from high above a tree root spaceship full of aliens.
30 years ago, almost to this day, my mother and father gave their lives for the possibility of contacting alien life.
President's calling, Buckaroo.
President of what?
President of the United States.
Oh. Mr. President?
Right here in this scene, I can't help but find myself just waiting for Bill and Ted to pop into the phone booth right next to him. Maybe Rufus jumps out or something, scares Buckaroo.
Ooh, I like that. We could make this like a shared universe.
What's he writing?
Carpet's roof! Evil! Pure and simple from the 8th dimension!
Red electroids right there out in the open.
That's right. Red electroids could be quite painful if left untreated. That's why we recommend Preparation Hub.
That's right. A simple application of Preparation Hub keeps the electroids away while keeping you minty fresh in your rear.
And Preparation Hub is practically almost entirely, probably mostly safe for almost everybody most of the time. And best of all, it's free.
I absolutely love the face net disguise on big booty Christopher Lloyd here. Totally useless, totally absurd. The movie knows it, leans right into it. It doesn't care. That's the beauty of this movie. Oh, you know what? I sense something coming. Motorcycle. We got our prerequisite weird guy on a motorcycle. 3 movies, 3 motorcycles. I mean, it's kind of becoming our thing, isn't it?
It is, and it's entirely unintentional, but here we are again.
Oh, what's that, Lassie?
Doc!
I hit it! What is it? Got thermopod emergency beacon. Here? On Earth?
You think it's up there?
Nighttime already. Well, it looks like it took him about 5 hours to get over that hill.
Must have been a big hill.
You think that's Eddie Grant? It looks like Eddie Grant. You think he's going to rock down
gun.
to Electric Avenue?
Oh, what a fall. This alien race is about as coordinated as me trying to fold a fitted sheet.
Oh. This guy?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I know how to fold fitted sheets. It's like they call me the linen whisperer. I know how to get those elastic corners to match perfectly.
I know. You've told me numerous times. I don't know why you keep bragging about your fitted sheet folding.
People say, oh, it's so hard. You can't do it. It's impossible. I just wad them up and roll them up in a ball and put them away. But let me tell you, you can leave. But I'm going to tell you right now, the whole trick is that, forget it.
Right. Where Hades are you? I'm getting a lot of static here.
That's me. I've been ionized.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, I know. Wait. Oh.
Ooh.
Somebody shanghaied the professor right from the press conference.
Oh, the deuce you say.
The deuce you say?
The deuce you say.
The deuce you say.
The deuce you say.
The deuce you say.
The deuce. You're supposed to say it.
Oh.
Dig up everything you can on an outfit called Yo-Yodyne Propulsion Systems.
All right, so let's take a minute here, and we've talked a little bit about the whole lack of exposition thing, dropping you into an existing universe. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on here, how it all came to be. The stories of Buckaroo had been written for a little over a decade before this movie came out by the author, Earl Mac Rausch, and he had been writing the screenplay for this movie, and then the director of the movie came in and helped him out a little bit, W.D. Richter, and the two of them really just went at it and made it their own thing.
They had a bunch of fictionalized stories floating around there with other titles and names. One of them is Buckaroo Banzai versus the Saucermen from Hell. Kind of feel like we are denied a great movie there.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing, W.D. Richter was the screenwriter for Big Trouble in Little China. Now, originally that movie was originally a Western, and then W.D. Richter came in to make it a contemporary story. With the character of Jack Burton being a truck driver. And because of those associations, Rausch and Richter kind of working together, the fan community has sort of taken it upon themselves to establish that Jack Burton and Buckaroo Banzai exist in the same universe.
Was there a little story?
There was a story written that Jack Burton makes a brief appearance and is actually a truck driver who helps Buckaroo, make it through town. And that's the charm of this movie. Is it's world building through like sort of implication and feeling and vibe. Another thing, is just sort of like the fact that all the characters have sort of nicknames. There's Reno and Rawhide and Perfect Tommy.
Yeah. When you got John. I think they're John, and John.
John I don't like, but John is great.
Yeah. Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah.
Oh, and Pinky Carruthers, played by Billy Vera. Billy Vera and the Beaters. They're a real band. I think a lot of the band is Billy Vera and the Beaters. He had a big hit in the 80s.
What was it?
It's a...
The song? Oh, that song? That was, the thing and the... right, okay. Yeah, sure.
It's classic.
Yeah.
Now what?
This guy is John Ashton. You might not recognize him without his big old bushy mustache, but he played Sergeant Taggart in the Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Oh, yeah.
Calling all Blue Blaze irregulars in the Garden State.
This is Scooter Lindy. Junior Blue Blaze irregular, 41 and a half. Dad, Buckaroo's in trouble!
Say what?
So let's talk about Buckaroo. He's got an extended community of fans or loyalists called the Blue Blaze Irregulars. I'm pretty sure is inspired or borrowed from the Baker Street Irregulars. They were the kids who helped Sherlock in the Sherlock Holmes novels. But what's interesting now is that people who are current fans of Buckaroo Banzai call themselves the Blue Blaze Irregulars.
Well, hello out there.
I mean, did we sign up? Is there...
Send us details, please.
Yeah, I think we'd be a good part of your community.
I mean, generally I don't like being irregular, but I mean, this one sounds fun.
Irregular.
Yeah. Oh,
you mean...
Yeah.
You know what they've got for that?
Yeah.
Preparation Hub.
Oh, good. That's free too, right? I've heard
it is.
Minty fresh.
John Big Boutte, officer. Head of operations, Yoyodyne Propulsion Systems. Look at this. What is this?
It's your hand, Buckaroo.
Just a perfect line.
No. It's a formula. It's an antidote of some kind. Some electrochemical message that allows me to see what they really are.
What are they?
Lectroids from Planet 10 by way of the 8th dimension.
Buckaroo, give me the formula.
Here you go. Buckaroo gives Professor Hikita the formula to understand the electroids via the ancient scientific method. Lick it and stick it.
Works every time.
Hey, word from Buckaroo?
No, I thought it was you guys.
It's nice to meet you.
Good
The fellas
to meet you.
call me New Jersey.
Do they call him New Jersey? Because I kind of feel like he's trying to make his own nickname stick.
Oh, you know, I have that same chair and table set in my kitchen. It's not terribly functional, but the design, it just works.
It does.
John Paluk is dead. He fell on his head.
Hey! Hey, leave alone!
Buckaroo Banzai.
Ooh, even aliens can succumb to a good kick in the nuts. Action, Pee Wee Herman!
Tequila! Man, this rec room has everything.
All these people applied for Social Security cards in the same town in New Jersey on the exact same date.
Check out these names. John Yaya, John Big Booty, John Smallberries.
If only John Smallberries had a bigger part in this.
He might be Smallberries in this movie, but he's a big star to me.
Grover's Mill. Grover's Mill, 1938. Why is that so familiar? Orson Welles, 1938. A War of the Worlds, that fake radio news broadcast that got everybody scared, thinking Martians were landing in Grover's Mill. But then it all just turned out to be a hoax. Maybe it wasn't a hoax. Or, maybe it isn't a hoax.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum is Jeff Goldblum, but he kind of has a knack for delivery in the scientific guy figuring out something realm, doesn't he?
I'm going to throw this out there, and we're going to all work on this together. I think we should start a fan theory that Jeff Goldblum is the same character in every one of his movies, and they're all interconnected.
Like a Jeff Goldblum universe.
The Goldblumverse.
And
he is the Grand Master. He's also Seth in The Fly. Sorry about that. He's in this movie. Every character he's played, he's the same character.
Yeah, you know, of any actor in Hollywood, I would say Jeff Goldblum probably fits that kind of framework.
It's Jeff Goldblum's universe, and we're just living in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeff Goldblum figures this out. The red Lectroids actually landed on Earth in 1938 in New Jersey in Grover's Mill, which is the famous radio broadcast that Orson Welles did that caused such a panic and freaked out a lot of people. And actually, I think changed broadcast rules a little bit. The fun thing here is that they imply that it actually did happen and that Orson Welles was brain zapped.
As a cover-up.
See, that's one of the things about this movie. They throw a little thing out like that where you're like, ooh, what a great prequel it would be. Kind of strange that nobody's ever really revisited that.
Yeah, they should make a War of the Worlds movie or two or something.
Yeah, you know.
Strange.
I think it'd probably do well.
I could see like Tom Cruise in it or something. Maybe, Steven Spielberg would do a great job with that movie.
And he doesn't do this very often, but if you could get Tom Cruise running, I think you might be onto something.
Maybe.
So first he says there's an invasion from Mars. Then he says, no, it's just a radio show hoax. Get it?
No. What's this?
It came with a record. It's like a 3D type thing.
Okay, so obviously not all the props in this movie are top-notch. of which there are many, many props and set decoration and really elaborate and really well done.
A lot of them great, yeah.
This feels like they opened up the prop box and it said, hologram message goggles, figure it out. And it's just some bubble wrap and some tape.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to get crafty.
All right, so we're nearly an hour into this movie, and it hasn't really come up for breath, so it might seem a little confusing. I think that's probably what was a little initially off-putting about this movie. Stick with it. But there's a strong chance that people might be a little perplexed about where we are right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the movie's charm. You know, you sort of need a little bit of time to take it all in. Basically, aliens, mind possession,
Cold War panic, guitar solos, it's all in there.
I am John M. Dunn from Planet 10. The self-proclaimed Lord John Wolfen was overthrown along with several hundred of his followers to spend eternity in the 8th dimension. Now you have unintentionally helped John Wolfen. He intends to steal your overthruster. We will have no choice but to fire a particle beam weapon.
She gotta be kidding, right? Vaporize the whole damn planet?
I took a bath!
Penny, what's your problem?
That picture! Who's that girl, Buckaroo? What's going on around here? You like Jerry Lewis, you give me hope to carry on, then you leave me in the lurch. What do you want from me, Buckaroo? Who am I?
Penny's monologue here is impressive. It's like they had her improv a bunch of different lines and then just forgot to pick the best ones. Just left it all in there. Jerry Lewis.
I really wasn't sure what that meant, and I just was kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Near as I can figure, you had an identical twin sister. I married her. And she's gone. And that's about all there is really to say about that.
You know, this is back in the days when falling for a twin was perfectly normal and socially acceptable.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Buckaroo! Sam's dead. Sam? Someone broke into the jet car. Things are going haywire over the lab.
Check the biomedical labs. Reno, you take the physics wing. Jersey, go with Reno. Where are you going? Engineering.
Action, file cabinet, fire kick.
Buckaroo, behind you! Ah!
Rawhide!
Why is there a watermelon there?
I'll tell you later.
Why is there a watermelon there? The lore of the watermelon. Well, don't tell Gallagher.
What's with you and Gallagher?
Big boutte. Tiny hole.
Let's not say that. You know, I was thinking about this mispronunciation of Big Boutte's name, and it sort of fits based on the character. So Lord Worfen, Dr. Lizardo, pronounces it as Big Booty.
John Big Booty.
Lizardo in general is sort of this goofy character. And then the Secretary of Defense, who is the stereotypical, you know, good old boy kind of American, says Big Boot.
Get me Mr. John Big Boot.
Big Boutte.
Which, you know, would be fitting for someone like that. Christopher Lloyd's character feels like he's sort of this cultured individual, and his pronunciation is Big Boutte.
Big Boutte.
Yeah, he even like gives us a sense of how to pronounce it. You go like this, is Big Boutte.
So, you know, I think maybe there's actually some reasoning of how that all went down.
It's not Buckaroo Banzai per se, Mr. President. It's his men.
So this whole thing with the president here in traction, I'm sure someone probably said, does this make sense?
Yeah, and then they fired that person.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, say, see you later. You don't know the movie we're making.
My comrades are at this very moment taking up a geostationary position.
I think Carl Lumbly's hands in this movie are trying to win an Oscar. It's like they have a mind of their own.
Fun fact, he was like the inventor of jazz hands.
Oh, was he really?
No, these are spirit figures. Jazz hands.
Okay.
Buckaroo, I don't know what to say.
Electroids, nuclear, extortion. A girl named John.
Yeah, so the ADR on the president, I don't know. This scene, it doesn't really seem like his voice.
Whatever do you mean, Dan?
You're right. Must be my imagination.
Top priority is the overthruster. Without it, Worfen can't get off this planet.
Blacks are coming to destroy us. We must work faster so we can enter the 8th dimension and free our trapped comrades. Take him to the shock tower.
Silver
with a curse as sharp as a knife. Doomed is your soul, and damned is your life.
Oh ho ho! A little villainy poetry. Perfect Tommy, protecting his perfection under a perfect umbrella.
New Jersey, Grover's Mill, Orson Welles, alien smells, not so scary with those small berries.
Boing, 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 boing.
Curse you, Cassio!
Now, Peter Weller knows a thing or two about shooting up abandoned buildings.
There are monkey boys in the facility. You are secure here.
This Monkey Boy nickname sounds like it was made up by somebody who thinks they know how to make nicknames.
It does, Dan. However, if we're being honest, Monkey Boy does function as a surprisingly sharp Darwinian reference, a reductionist insult rooted in our shared primate ancestry, reminding us that despite our advances, we're still biologically tethered to the tree-dwelling mammals we once were.
Nobody comes in here. Gross.
Probably why all the tarps.
Ugh. Let's not say that.
Look at this place. Don't you have any pride? It looks like a damn pigsty.
Let's get out of here, John O'Connor.
But John Wharton said we could kill her.
Damn John Wharton and the horse he rode in on!
You know, Christopher Lloyd is like a cinematic treasure. The guy elevates every movie he's in.
Yes! Great thought! Ooh, 80s music montage time.
John O'Connor!
Roger.
Install my overthruster! It'll work, it won't work! Stand up, John Bigfoot, you coward! Bigfoot, take!
That was a great shot.
Danger, we do not have crossover.
That spaceship looks like something my dog threw up this morning.
What will you read? Dive!
Sayonara.
Dive!
Final dive! I'll see you in hell!
We got him!
Ooh, Buckaroo Banzai's next adventure. Well, that never happened.
Nope. The end.
And there it is. One of the great what ifs, and something that people still are pondering to this day. Well, they were actually until last year, is the sequel that was teased that never happened, which was Buckaroo Banzai against the World Crime League.
And it didn't happen because low box office, poor results from this movie.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of weird stuff that happened with it as far as the producer meddling with the production, also using this movie and other movies as a way to embezzle. The fandom has always been there. People still talk about this movie. The actors are still very avid. They always talk about the movie. John Lithgow talks about this.
This was one of his favorite roles.
Yeah, he loves this movie. I saw Clancy Brown still talks about it. Peter Weller still talks about it. I mean, there's an avid fan base. They've tried multiple times to get that sequel to happen.
Kevin Smith tried to do it, I think, 2016, but then rights issues kind of came up. And really, it stemmed from the fact that the people who own this movie are very protective of it, as are the fans.
Earl McRosh did write a novel against the World Crime League. And based on what I've seen, it's not quite as well loved. And that's to be expected. You're talking about something that happened, what are we talking, 40 years later?
It's like anything with reboots. A large swath of the fan base just not really liking it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you think about it. The only thing for most people, Earl McRosh, to your point, he worked on this for 10 years, world building this. So these characters were sort of living entities before the movie was ever made.
Right.
Again, the movie has a solid fan base, but it's not like a gangbusters hit.
Let's talk a little bit going back to first watching this movie. The first time I watched it, I decided stupidly that I'd just have it on in the background while I was doing something else. And, clearly you can't do that with this movie. I mean, you're looking down, doing whatever you're doing, then the next second you look up and someone's stuck in a wall.
Look again, and now they're a rock band.
Yeah.
Don't know how that happened or why.
Yeah.
The first time I saw this movie, because I was really excited about it, I was almost frustrated because it kept genre jumping.
It's really good at that.
Yeah. It's like, it's like the right stuff. Nope. No, it's not. Okay. It's a musical. No. I mean, just as the band gets going, we got a wailing guitar solo. Then he plays, the verver horn, the French horn, verver horn.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I think that's a technical name.
Peter Weller actually does know how to play that. And then they nope, no, we're not going to do that. And so I remember at the time being like, but now I actually appreciate it for that because it's just a constant swerving.
Right.
That happens.
And it's almost like a test, too. It's like the filmmaker's like, all right, here you go. We're going to throw this at you and then this, and we're going to do it like 5 different times. And if you stick with us, you'll enjoy the rest of this movie. You talked a minute ago about the actors who still talk fondly about the movie, and they also still say, I'm not really sure what this movie is about. Again, sort of the charm of this movie is just confuses you, but not in a way that's off-putting, unusually enough.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a kitchen sink movie where they're just trying to just throw or overstuff a movie.
Yeah.
It does follow a pretty steady path. It just kind of jumps on both sides of that path, back and forth, all the way along as you take the journey. What kind of holds it all together is its tone. There's a certain sincerity. I mean, it starts with the way Peter Weller plays the character of Buckaroo. He doesn't play over the top. He doesn't, kind of play smug. He doesn't play self-aware. He's just a very calm, empathetic character.
Yeah, that's one of the underlying themes that I really like about it. It's just kind of like be yourself, and no matter where you go, there you are, which does actually make sense in an abstract kind of way to live, your life.
Yeah, it's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite moment for me, honestly, one that always sticks out, and I just laugh every time I hear it, is the little Blue Blazer regular who says,
"Get away from that car! Drink your blood!"
The way the kid delivers the line, the fact that he's also, got an automatic weapon, it's just such a strange line to hear a kid utter as a threat, but it's sort of in keeping with the tone of this movie.
Yeah, it's hard to not pick just a line because there are so many great lines of dialogue, but when the red lectroids are all in this warehouse space and Lord Worfen is rallying the troops and he says,
"Where are we going?
So the idea of this entire group of people are going to say, we want it real soon. Like, it's not, now. It's, it's you soon. I don't know. It's whenever's convenient, I guess. Just the idea of that is hysterical.
They've been there a while. It's clear that the Yo-Yo Dine Industries is a little lived in. All right, there you have it. That is our discussion of Buckaroo Banzai. So,
before this transmission ends, you, yes, you, monkey boy, watching from your inferior Earth screen, you will like this video. You will comment. You will subscribe or face overthruster-based oblivion.
Nigel, that is not how we engage with the community.
No. We ask politely around here.
Yeah, we have got to fix him.
Hang on. I have an idea.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Why do you have a...
I'll tell you later. Hang on.
Watermelon detected. Red lectroid. Programming neutralized. Welcome back to the Hubbubbery.
Ah, he's back. So that's what that's for.
Yep, watermelons fix everything.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope we did right by Buckaroo Banzai. Let us know in the comments.
Thanks to Steve Junkel for recommending The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. Really appreciate that. If you have a suggestion for us, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to cover some movies that our viewers actually want us to do.
And until next time, this is the Hubbubbery.
Your preparations for travel into the 8th dimension. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Jet car's optional. Trust no one named John. And remember, no matter where you go, if you're hubbubbing with us, you're already where you need to be. Now, excuse me, I'm late for brain surgery and band practice. Until next time.